In the headlines, UWP leader calls for change in top management within the police force. Local entrepreneurs are told to go green at the opening of the first ever strictly local Christmas village. And Cabinet approves upgrades in social security benefits. I am Andrea V with the Channel 5 News. Back with the details after this.
Get ready to open the best gifts with Flow this Christmas. Sign up for a new broadband or TV service with free installation, or sign up for a broadband and TV bundle and get 40% off broadband for the first 2 months. Plus, get a chance to win a 55-inch smart TV, 1 year or 6 months of free service. Enjoy big-time entertainment and big speeds this Christmas with Flow. Terms and conditions apply. Visit discoverflow.co for more.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, galvanized and fence pipe. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evil.
Red cheese, gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are.
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evil.
Thank you for staying with us. First up, Leader of the Parliamentary Opposition, Honorable Lennox Linton, has called for the replacement of officers in top management within the police force. Opposition Leader Lennox Linton told a press conference on Wednesday there must be a change in the leadership of the police force because of a lack of professionalism.
We believe that the time has come when something needs to be done about the leadership of the police force. It cannot be that we can continue to have leadership for an organization as important as the police to law enforcement and to the maintenance of peace, order, and goodness in the society. To have that leadership so opposed to protecting the rights of people in a democracy. We believe that we are at a dangerous time that requires urgent action, and we're therefore calling for the immediate removal of the holders of office in the Police High Command and their replacement with persons who will act professionally to lead good policing in Dominica and protection of the public interest without fear or favor, affection, or ill will.
Wednesday's press conference follows the use of tear gas by police to disperse protesters at a concerned citizens movement organized gathering in Roseau on Saturday. That protest resulted in Atherton Martyr being arrested and charged with incitement. Police Chief Daniel Carbon released a statement on Tuesday stating that based on the Public Order Act, Saturday's protest was illegal. The opposition leader disagrees.
The term protest action is not defined, is not used, and is not provided for in the Public Order Act, Chapter 1501. The law provides for public meetings, public processions, marches, demonstrations, all of which, as I indicated earlier, are clearly defined within the terms of the law. However, in his attempt to mislead the people of Dominica, to fool them, the chief of police is claiming that there is an obligation in law to ensure that the citizens and visitors of the country go about their business undisturbed, unhindered, and the police force must protect the life and citizens of visitors and also to protect property. That's fine. He says he's drawing that authority from the law and the Constitution at section 11. He says the law provides him with what he claims the law provides him with, because section 11 of the Constitution, and I'm quoting him here, speaks about the rights and privileges of members of the public to go about their lawful business unhindered and undisturbed. He claims that the leaders of the concerned citizen movement know very well that they must apply to the chief of police for permission to hold a lawful protest action or demonstration as stipulated under the Public Order Act, Chapter 1501 of the Laws of Dominica, 1990. This is a complete misrepresentation of what the law provides in terms of a public meeting, which is what happened on the 15th.
Mr. Linton insists there was nothing unlawful about Saturday's meeting.
In fact, the police commissioner and the police force had a duty in law to protect the citizens participating in that lawful public meeting and to ensure that there was good order and to ensure that those people as well who were going about the lawful business of a public meeting were not hindered and disturbed in going about that meeting. And all of the people gathered in Roseau at the intersection of Castle Street and Church Street on Saturday, December 15th, 2018, were exercising the constitutional right to freedom of assembly and freedom of association with the concerned citizens movement on the matter of electoral reform. Nobody anywhere in the civilized world can credibly argue that there can be any problem with an event of this nature in a democracy in the civilized world.
In other top stories, Prime Minister Skerrit has reacted to recent criticisms of the delivery of services at the Princess Margaret Hospital. Some of that criticism surfaced following an accident involving Dr. Sam Christian, who was later airlifted to a Martinique hospital by government. The Prime Minister on Kyrie's Next Level program on Tuesday night admitted the health facilities need to be modernized and government is already on its way to addressing the issue.
In respect to the facilities, we recognize we have always maintained, and if you go back to my speeches, I am the first to say that the facilities, the physical facilities, infrastructure at the hospital is not acceptable. And this is why we negotiated with the Chinese government for the construction of a new hospital. And this is why the hospital is under construction.
Right.
And it will be a state-of-the-art hospital that will have increased and improved facilities. And we're also signing a second agreement. We've also signed a second agreement with the Chinese for a second phase of the hospital, which would include a helipad for the landing of helicopters and ambulances to pick up the patients at the hospital rather than they have to drive to the airport, either Canefield or Douglas Charles. And that will also involve the exposure of our doctors to advanced technology, where they'll have the opportunity to go to China for 6 months to be exposed to new practices in medicine and new technology. And we'll also have, as we currently have, Chinese experts in medicine coming to Dominica to assist us in the delivery of improved medical care.
Prime Minister Skerrit says providing the modern facilities is one thing, but that people's attitudes cannot be legislated. He believes the problems can be solved if healthcare providers treat the public the way they would like to be treated.
We have to recognize that this is a small country and we have to be diligent, we have to be respectful, we have to show love, we have to show affection, we have to show concern for every single person. We cannot treat somebody based on their political affiliations differently. Somebody's a patient. The person is a patient. The person can be you or with your labor.
Yeah.
The person is a patient.
So yeah, that's how any person must be seen, obviously.
But what if the person goes and say, "Oh, you say he's a labor, they live," you know,
let him suffer.
What if tomorrow morning that person,
person
or what if tomorrow that person's child is a doctor?
Yes.
A doctor becomes a doctor.
Yes, yes, yes.
And you now have to go in the theater for that child to perform surgery on you.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, people,
Yes.
you see, Simeon,
Yes.
I always tell people I try to treat people in my job the way that I would like people to treat me.
Mr. Skerritt says medical professionals need to defend their reputation.
But I think the doctors in Dominica and the nurses in Dominica owe it to their profession. If people are imputing improper motives against you as a professional, you have a duty to respond.
Right.
So if people are accusing doctors and nurses of taking government stores,
Right.
you have to defend. Is it true? You can come out and say no.
Yes.
If people are saying that doctors are recruiting patients for private practice on government bed, is that true? If people are saying that they receive the worst service at the PMH from doctors and nurses, is that true? And if we find out the instances where it is true, then the administrators of the hospital need to take action.
The Prime Minister says the Minister for Health is expected to very soon announce certain measures regarding the management structure at the Princess Margaret Hospital. He says these changes are expected to help address the concerns of the public. In more developments, Dominican entrepreneurs have been encouraged to go green with their products. Julian Morris has that story.
The piece of advice came from Gregor Thomas, General Manager of the Dominica Export-Import Agency, Dexia. Thomas was speaking at the opening ceremony of the first ever strictly local Christmas village, organized by Dexia and local art and craft groups. The Christmas village will feature products from local craftsmen, artisans, manufacturers and others in an effort to increase business for Dominican producers. Thomas told the entrepreneurs to be open to the possibility of modifying their products to suit the customer.
In targeting this particular market, our business enterprises need to make the necessary adjustment to their product offerings. You need to determine what it is that you have to do to your product or service to appeal to customers. It may have something to do with the functionality of the product or the way that you package those products. And as we speak about packaging, I also want us to focus on resilience with regards to packaging. And I encourage you to go green. We need to begin that practice in our operations to seek alternative packaging for our products. I would also encourage you to incorporate the use of technology in your marketing strategy. About 2 years ago, Dexia provided assistance to DACPA in setting up a platform for e-commerce. We are hoping, based on the work that we have done so far with DACPA, that you have been able to generate some sales using that platform.
Thomas says Dexia will continue to partner with other entities to give the local art and craft sector the support it needs. He's hoping to see this sector take advantage of overseas markets through increased exports.
But we also have a role to work with associations, organizations that are also involved in nurturing entrepreneurship. And so we are pleased to be collaborating at the domestic level to provide that type of support to our small and medium-sized enterprises, because we believe that one day they will graduate into export businesses. One such opportunity that we have on the domestic market is what we refer to as the gift market, whether it is for Christmas or other occasions. And today we are embracing the opportunity to target the Christmas gift market.
The strictly local Christmas village, which is being held at the Rosa Market, runs until Friday.
Channel 5 News spoke with some of the local entrepreneurs participating in the 3-day strictly local Christmas village. Rosamond Telemac has been sewing clothes and fabric jewelry for 21 years. She looks forward to increasing business during her stint at the Christmas Village.
I feel happy. At least I get some exposure for maybe more business through the year also. I mostly work at Independence Time, where I do a large range of Creole dresses, warp duets and headpieces and stuff, which I do very well at every year. We're just doing some African outfits and a few of my craft, just to try to see if I can, fit in.
Filmmaker and photographer Michael Lees applauded the initiative and hopes to see tourists take advantage of the offerings at the strictly local Christmas Village.
I thought it was a great idea to bring all the different sort of arts and crafts together in one place. One for local people who are looking for some interesting gifts, and then also I think it's great for the tourists coming off the cruise ship. And they've got one central location where they can see some interesting stuff made in Dominica. I think there's a sort of growing appreciation for arts and craft in Dominica. I think, as you know, it's mixed. But if you look around, there's a lot of really great stuff being made. So I hope that the trend continues in a positive direction.
And Avena Prince of V's Couture, a subsidiary of Royal Globe Inc., welcomed the chance to promote the business to a wider audience.
I thought it's a good initiative because you don't always get opportunities to promote your business in an arena like this. So I think it's a very good idea, and I think it's something that they can maybe even do more often, maybe even go as far as having different segments. So take, for example, today it's everybody, but then they could have it where it's only fashion. They could have it where it's craft and, different aspects of handmade or local products. What we do on the V's Couture, we do different women's garments, as you can see, and we have our line of garment accessories, which entails ponchos like this piece here, scarves and boleros.
You are watching the Channel 5 News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
Stay connected and share your favorite holiday moments with Flow. Get the Alcatel A1 for $199 when you activate an extra-large prepaid combo plan, or the Samsung J4 for just $399 with a large postpaid plan, and get free talk evenings and weekends. Plus, get free WhatsApp on large and extra-large prepaid combo plans and sign up for any new service for a chance to win cash or hampers every week. So make it Flow for everything mobile this Christmas. Terms and conditions apply. Visit discoverflow.co for more.
M&J Covering is the producer of designed galvanized and galvalume in Dominica. They design to your specifications, color and length, 4 styles of galvanized and galvalume pre-painted roofing sheets as requested, and supply all your galvalume accessories. M&J Covering helps you control spending and reduce waste. At M&J Covering, they are also equipped to build your roof to precise standards anywhere on island. So come to M&J Covering at 1 Mile in Portsmouth or call 445-5001, 275-5003 today.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evo.
Red cheese, gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are.
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evo.
Welcome back. The Prime Minister has outlined some of what he believes are progressive benefits for those insured by the Dominica Social Security. Prime Minister Skerritt is appealing to employers and those who are self-employed to ensure that their Social Security commitments are up to date. He made the call as he announced some of the new Cabinet-approved benefits to members of the Social Security scheme.
The Cabinet took the following decisions recently in respect to the Social Security, based on the advice of the actuary. I did not go with all of the recommendations, but we went with some of the recommendations. And I shall read some of the benefits which pensioners and members of the DSS scheme will benefit from. 1, amendment to the regulations for the payment of both invalidity and survivor's pension. So it's a new benefit that will be given. We'll be paying both.
Oh. And that's to pensioners.
Pension. 2, establishment of maternity grant effective March 1, 2019, and indexation of maternity grant. So the establishment of maternity grant effective March 1, 2019. 3, increase in funeral grants such that the grant paid is $3,000 in respect of the death of an insured person and $2,500 in respect of the death of a spouse of an insured person, $1,250 in respect of the death of a dependent child of an insured person. These grants are expected to increase by $250 every 3 years. You hearing that? Increase the ceiling on insurable earnings to $7,000 per month. It is currently $5,000. So from $5,000 to $7,000 per month. That is increasing the ceiling on insurable earnings to $7,000 per month. Eliminate the waiting period for eligibility to employment injury benefits. Eliminate the waiting period for eligibility to the employment injury benefits. These are 5 progressive benefits to the people who are insured by the DSS, who are paying to DSS. This is why it's important for us, as self-employed, employed, employers, to pay DSS, to be part of it. Don't say it's a waste of money, because you'll never know when you'll need it.
Meantime, the Prime Minister says more than $2 million have already been spent under the National Health Insurance Scheme's pilot program administered by the Dominica Social Security.
Between April 2017 to December 2018, 71 people have been impacted at a cost of $2,820,452.53. So the number of beneficiaries under the National Health Insurance Scheme for the period April 2017 to December 2018, 71 people at a total cost or value at $2,820,452.53.
And $100,000 have been earmarked for the development of the yachting sector in Newtown. We again join Julian Morris with more.
This is among plans for the Roseau South constituency to develop what it calls its tourism belt. Government Senator Josiah Benoit says discussion on growing the tourism sector in Roseau South had gotten underway prior to Hurricane Maria.
In fact, there is the vision of a tourism belt in the constituency existing from the Newtown community into Fortney, Egliston, Girardel, Castle Comfort, coming back down into Citronet. All right, so we see that as our tourism belt in the Roseau South. And so we're seeking ways to improve the tourism product in and around that belt. And prior to the passage of Hurricane Maria, I must say it was commendable of the Ministry of Tourism to engage stakeholders at all levels, establish tourism businesses as well as grassroots stakeholders to see what ideas they could generate for enhancement of the yachting sector and the tourism product in Newtown. And one of the ideas that stemmed from that discussion was the need to replicate a best practice which we observe in Portsmouth with the establishment of a yachting security and services entity.
Benoit says the Newtown Association of Yachting Security and Services has already begun drawing down on funds to develop the sector.
There is presently some $100,000 earmarked for improvement of the yachting sector in Roseau South, particularly from the area of the Newtown Savannah to the community of Citrone, and with the broader vision to expand that into the community of Lubia. So presently there's a pilot project ongoing with local stakeholders at the grassroots level, where we'll be seeking to increase the number of moorings in the Newtown Bay, also to formally establish the Newtown Association of Yachting Security and Services, so we can bring more organization to the tourism product insofar as yachting is concerned in Newtown, and to make it more attractive and to generate more revenue from it.
Benoit hopes to continue working closely with the Ministry of Tourism to identify more opportunities to improve Newtown's yachting sector.
We're looking, of course, for additional help from the Ministry of Tourism to also identify these opportunities, because we may have the interest, but we as the stakeholders on the ground may not have the experience and the intellect to identify those employment opportunities. So we're very much looking forward to the support from the Ministry of Tourism to help us identify as many livelihoods as we can create or to enhance, make more sustainable throughout this pilot project.
The pilot project is scheduled to run for 6 months.
To end the news, the headlines again. UWP leader calls for change in top management within the police force. Local entrepreneurs are told to go green at the opening of the first ever strictly local Christmas village. And Cabinet approves upgrades in social security benefits. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can also access or pass the newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Andrea Lee, and to all of our viewers around the world, thank you so much for watching. Join us tomorrow.